Study a very simple topic regarding the difference among the k proportions. So before we were considering the difference between two proportions, okay, and at that time we were using some sort of test for two difference. Mean the difference in two mean, so then difference of two proportions, where two proportions are involved. And in this case we might be interested where the we have multiple proportions to compare. So there is one of the example which is illustrating this one. So we have the example here in this book. So determine on example number 10. Determine on the basis of the sample data shown in the following table whether the true proportion of the shoppers favoring detergent A over detergent B. So they are two detergents A and B, and the shopper basically the people, those who buy the detergent for their use. So they wanted to see that the proportion of the shopper favoring detergent A over detergent B. Okay, so they wanted to test. For example, there are two type of detergents in the market, and they wanted to know which detergent is preferred by the people. So they wanted to see favoring detergent A over detergent B in the same all cities. For example, if the studies would have been conducted only for Los Angeles, then it is one proportion test. If the study would have been held Los Angeles and San Diego, so then it is two proportion comparison. Okay, but since this Fresno, the another city has been added, so there are three proportions. So when there are three proportions, we could call as a k proportion. Okay, so in the k proportion, in this table, this number 322 people favor detergent A out of 400, and 168 people favoring detergent B out of 400. And in San Diego, 260 people are favoring detergent A out of 500, and 240 people favoring detergent B out of 500. And in Fresno, 197 people prefer detergent A, and in the same city, 203 people preferring detergent B. And we have to test that the claim, the people, the shoppers, they favor detergent A over B. So which means that first of all we have to form the hypothesis. The hypothesis is that theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to theta 3, which says that the proportion of preference is same across all the cities. Okay, the proportion of preference is the same in all the cities for both of these detergents. Mean the equal amount of people are preferring detergent A and detergent B. Okay, the proportion is the same, but alternative says that theta 1, theta 2 and theta 3 are not equal, which says that there is a difference in preference. There is a difference in preference. So it means that we have to calculate the test statistic, which is the chi-square. So the value of the chi-square will determine that whether we have to reject the null hypothesis or we do not need to reject the null hypothesis. is depending upon the chi-square. So out of this table, how do we calculate the chi-square? That is the important thing. So first of all, I will copy this table so that I'll show you how do we calculate all the values of the values that are required to put into the formula. Okay, so in the formula we need first it was not copied. Let me copy again. Okay, so out of this table, first of all, we will calculate the values of EIJ. Okay, so EIJ is depending upon depending upon I, and the value of I is, how many cities are there? 1, 2, 3 cities, and the value of J is 1 and 2. Okay, so it means that we would require E11. E11 mean first row and first column. Okay, and first row and first column. So how this will be calculated? Simply we use the calculation from so first of all we would require theta hat to be calculated, mean overall proportion, theta hat. So theta hat will be calculated. Theta hat is basically the proportion concerning the detergent A, because our hypothesis is to establish that whether the detergent A is preferred by the people, okay, over B. So it means that we just need to calculate the proportion relating to detergent A. So in column first column 332, 260 and 190. What is this? Oh, Gemini is working by itself. Okay, so we have to calculate the theta. So before proceeding to calculate the E11, we have to calculate the theta hat. So theta hat is 232 plus 260 plus 197 divided by 400. This last column 400 plus 500 and 400, and the last column will be calculated by yourself when given in the examination, because it is a total of the row total. If you add 232 with 168, so 400, 260, 240, 500, 197 plus 203 is 400. So the proportion is 0.353 is the proportion relating with the people or the shoppers who prefer detergent A. So this number has been calculated, and now we are moving to calculate the E11. So when we are talking about E11, so E11 mean row 1 column 1. So consider this information, that given information, as a matrix. Okay, so 232 is row 1 and column 1. Okay, so it means that 232 multiply by 0.53, okay, and then it should also be multiplied by proportion, each proportion is multiplied by, yeah, so each proportion is multiplied by 400. Okay, so that is E11, and 168 is also lying in row 1 and column 2. So row 1 and column 2. Okay, so row 1 and column 2 can also be written as 1 2, row 1 and column 2. So it means that the proportion that we will be using for 168 will be the reverse proportion of this one, 47%. So 47% multiplied by 400, and 400 also multiplied by 0.53. 0.53 because it is relating with detergent A, and 47% is relating with detergent B, because 168 is lying in this row. Okay, and similar manner for this information, yeah. Okay, so we have, what is the value here? Let me rewrite here. In 400 multiplied by 0.53, what is the answer? 212. And we are closing here, and then I'm just rewriting again this one same. So E12 is equal to 400 multiplied by 0.47. 0.47, why? Because the proportion is relating with the opposite of detergent A, which is 47%. So what is the answer here? 400 multiplied 0.47, 188. Okay, and then we will be calculating for 260. For 260 is column 2, row 1, column 2, sorry, row 2, sorry, row 2 and column 1, row 2 and column 1. It's called 2-1, and the sum is 500 multiplied by 0.53. 500 multiplied by 0.53, 265, and then E22, because row 2 column 2, so it will be multiplied by again 500 multiplied by 0.47, 235, and now row 3 column 1, and the total is 400 multiplied by 0.53. Answer is 212, and row is the same, and column 2, 400 multiplied by 0.57. Answer is 188. Okay, so that's how we have calculated the values of all E involved. Okay, and now we have to put these values inside the formula. So we have the formula, and first of all we also need to identify what is F11. F11 is 232. F of 12 is 168. F of 21 mean second row and first column, 260. Second row, second column, 240. Third row, first column, 197, and third row and second column, 203. Okay, so we have calculated the functions values, and the formula we know already, the chi square is equal to sum is going from I is equal to 1 up to k, and k is equal to 3 because there are 3 cities involved, and j is equal to 1 up to 2 because there are 2 detergents involved, and Fij minus minus Eij square over Eij. So which means that now we will be opening this formula. So that's how, because it's a sum. First of all, what is to be done, we'll open the first summation. Okay, the first summation is j. So Fi will remain the same, and j is 1 minus I 1 whole square over E I j is 1 plus, because j is taking value 1 up to 2 in summation, so it means that I will remain the same, j is 2 minus I will remain the same, j is 2 whole square and I 2. Okay, so that first summation is applied. Okay, and the first summation I is equal to 1 up to k is equal to 3 is still there. So now we have to apply the second summation, which is considering value I up to 1 up to 3. So we would write F11 minus 1 over E11 square. So that is the first 1 2 over 1 2. So first 1 is applied. Okay, now we will apply the second number, which is 2. So f of 2 1 minus 2 1 square over 2 1. Okay, and plus f of, so we have f of we have applied 1 and then 2, which is f22 minus 22 e22, that should be, this should be e, and plus now we will apply the third value, which is I is equal to 3, f31 minus 31 whole square over 31 plus f of 32 minus 32 whole square over e32. So now we will put all the values inside. Okay, so f11 is 3232 minus e11 is 212 whole square divided by 212 plus f12 is 168 minus 188 whole square over 188 plus f12 is 21 is 260 minus e21 is 265 whole square divided by 265. Okay, and then plus F22 is 240 minus 235 square divided by 235 plus 197 minus 212 square 212 plus 203 minus 188 square divided by 188. Okay, so now we'll solve all these numbers, because 6.52, so that is the value of the chi-square. Okay, so that is the value of chi-square. Now we'll be looking into the table of the chi-square to get the value of the, whether to reject or not to reject null hypothesis. Okay, so since 6.48 exceed 5.911, the null hypothesis must be rejected. So this value has been given, I think, in the question. Use the 5% level of significance. Okay, so using the level of significance as 5%, we able to get the alpha, chi-square alpha, which is 5.911. so chi-square alpha, and alpha is 0.05 is 5.991. so since chi-square greater than chi alpha, then the null hypothesis must be rejected. In other words, so null hypothesis must be rejected. In other words, the true proportion of the shopper favoring determinant over determinant B in 3 cities are not same. Okay, so it means null hypothesis has been rejected. So that is the K proportion formula. 6.47. So how many proportions are there? 3 proportions we are comparing. So 3 proportions, 3 degrees of freedom corresponding to K minus 1 and degrees of freedom. So it should be here. So K minus 1 is degrees of freedom. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So here is 2, and add 5%, 5.991. Okay, so that's how the degree of freedom will be calculated. Degree of freedom is 3 because there are 3 degree of freedom is 2 because there are 3 proportion. 3 minus 1 equal to 2. So we have to see degrees of freedom 2, and under 5% is 5.991. Okay, that's how we will be looking. And the question is not about not equal to, it's about greater than, preference. Okay, preferred over A is preferred over B, so it should be greater type of thing.